Hey everybody, this is Cyrus, a supernatural researcher, writer, author, and in this video tonight, I want to talk about out-of-body experiences being used as a method of after-death communication. So many of these topics, you'll notice they all kind of come head to head. They are synergistic, right? So every topic, whether it's ghosts or near-death experiences, to out-of-body experiences, to astral projection, to near-death experiences, like all of these topics kind of blend together or can have a relationship with one another. And this to me is also a great kind of evidence about the legitimacy, because it's not it's all synchronous. It all, like, you can kind of tell it's all relating to one bigger overarching subject, right? Which is basically multidimensionality. So if you begin to learn how to have out-of-body experiences, I talk a lot more about that in other videos. You can check the video archives. You'll find that this is also a way that you can begin having experiences with deceased loved ones. And sometimes when you begin having out-of-body experiences, you'll begin having these contact experiences shortly thereafter, because it's almost like your deceased loved ones are like, hey, Sally finally figured out how to have out-of-body experiences. Great, now we can go bug her. So that seems to be what they think, because they have a difficult time making contact with us. But through having out-of-body experiences, you can literally meet them halfway. So instead of them doing all the work, you're now doing the work as well, and you're connecting with that side, right? Because it takes a lot of work for them to connect to this side, but now they can just meet you at that halfway point, and you can have an experience. So very often we have out-of-body experiences while we're just laying on the bed. So I talked about this a couple days ago in a video about being able to see with your eyes open. So when you're doing that, you are connected to your astral consciousness. So when you're in that state, suddenly a loved one would be able to come into the room and visit you. So in my work, I've talked to many people who have had these materialization experiences where they say, Grandpa walked in through the door and sat next to me. We had a conversation. And the funny thing about these experiences is that you always think as a skeptic, well, why didn't the security camera see Grandpa? Why didn't anybody else in the house see Grandpa? Why didn't you take a photo of Grandpa with your iPhone? And there was a funny lecture by Neil deGrasse Tyson I watched recently where he was talking about his cousin who had an experience like literally with her grandpa, and she reported like having a conversation, and Neil Tyson was like, why didn't you get a photo of him? Why did you ask all the wrong questions? I thought that was kind of funny, also because it was a rare incident of a media skeptic / mainstream advocate actually giving a bone to the afterlife. So he didn't dismiss his cousin. He actually, said that his cousin is not a crazy person. She's a normal, sane, rational person who had that experience, and Neil Tyson did not dismiss it, which is kind of cool. But anyway, not to go on such a tangent, I think the reason you can't get the photo of Grandpa when he materializes is because you are having an out-of-body experience and you don't even know it. Because you can be OBE and not even know that you're having an out-of-body experience. So you can be sit up on your bed and think everything is just as it always is, and then all of a sudden Grandpa appears and you get to have a conversation with him. And then the experience ends, and you may at that point wake back up. You may not even realize you went out of body. And it could be that this type of experience is facilitated, but if you begin having conscious OBEs, you'll know when you're having the experience, and you'll be able to literally facilitate meetings with deceased loved ones. So after my mom passed away, I had quite a few meetings with her in this manner. She became very talented at coming into my room, and I became very talented at coming out of my body. So we could literally sit on the bed and talk for 10, 15 minutes, and it was quite normal, quite distinctive. Sometimes I'd be a bit paralyzed on the bed, so all I could do was just talk to her while I'm just like stuck there, and I wasn't able to fully get out of my body. And then other times we were able to actually sit physically with each other, and that was great. I mean, there's nothing better than that, and especially if you're grieving the loss of somebody close to you, nothing eliminates that grief faster than seeing them again, touching them again, talking to them again. And that's what an out-of-body experience is capable of providing, if you can have that experience, and then basically be able to meet with them on the other side, with you doing half the work so that they can come down and meet with you. And so that's a great reason to practice this kind of stuff. And yeah, so who wouldn't want to have an experience like that? Alright guys, well, thanks for tuning in. If you like this kind of thing, please hit the subscribe button, help keep this going. There's some interesting ways you can get involved with the work I do. There's afterlifetopics.com, lots of interesting articles on there. There's the Facebook group, which is huge. And if you like my research, you can check out my books, Understanding Life After Death, The Afterlife and Beyond, or you can join my bi-weekly classes at Afterlife University. By doing so, you become a patron of Afterlife Topics. You're supporting the work that I do. That's $30 a month. In exchange, you have archives of all the many classes we've done about all kinds of crazy stuff, and you get to join in to new classes on a video platform, and that's a lot of fun as well. Big group discussions. If you like learning things, meeting people, then that might be up your alley. Alright, well, until next time, you all, take care, and let me know in the comments if you've had an out-of-body experience or anything else, any other thoughts that come to your mind. This is Cyrus, and I'll talk to you next time.